Now I'm recording. This thing's kind of cool. What it's doing is it's shooting out laser beams, thousands of laser beams.
Okay.
And it maps anything that's matter, right? So if it picks it up, it's mapping it out as
see.
matter,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I can go like this and it'll map him out and her. But if I get, say, something in here and a stick figure, I know there's nothing there.
Oh,
Now, what I've discovered about this camera, it does show distance and stuff like that. And I find the depth perception on some of these stick figures are really awful. By that I mean, I'll go, oh shit, it looks like there's one right beside her. And then I'll go, where? And I'll go like this and I'll see my hand come on the camera and I'll realize it's actually right here.
I see.
Even, because now I'm going, oh shit, my hand's over top of it.
Yeah.
Never mind, although it looked like it was
Yeah,
on
yeah,
her
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing, right? And then I've also found, now, remember we're dealing with matter.
you can just hold it.
When I touch them or interfere with their space,
Yeah.
they don't seem to like it. They move with you.
Okay.
Like I had one in front of me the other day and it looked like that. See? There should be nothing there. There's one there right now. Right there.
Ooh, yeah.
See? Moving? It's right there. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is mapping something out.
Right.
It's telling me it's 41 inches away from me. And yeah, see now who did that?
I scared. No, I
Did you do
did.
that?
Yes, I did. It was me.
Okay, you did scare it because it's gone. But and then it also, I'm recording sound.
Yeah.
See, flat line when we're nothing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So a lot of times I'll talk and I'll say, is there anybody here with us? And then I'll just watch the screen.
Okay. Just me breaking.
I've discovered. See, when I talk, the lines go
This
way
isn't
up.
actually that expensive.
When it's 10, it's way down here. There's no top end.
Okay.
That's very cute for me today. It's true too. That's something I dropped.
Yeah, this is called the structured light sensor camera. It was made by an electrical engineer named Bill Chappell.
Okay.
Oh, there it is
And-
again.
Was it made for this purpose or like?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it was made for the Ghost Adventures team.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He makes a lot of their equipment.
Cool. I'll ask you about some of this when we get rolling here too.
Yeah, no problem. Seems to be working.
And
Oh,
do
there's
it-
one right beside her. See that? It was just sitting right there. Like it was in the empty space.
That's so creepy.
He's
Not that
moved
one
in front of
over
it now. But there was a little one right beside her and it was in the empty space.
Sweet.
That's how I know I've got
Okay.
something.
Right.
I'm good to go. Would you mind just standing so I can see the monitor? I'll hold
And this
it.
is great for me because I'm not psychic. I'm not
So this just gives you that extra.
It gives me that extra. Like, for example, we did a fundraiser last weekend, and she was with a lady was one of the
Okay, awesome.
psychics. I wasn't there. And
Yeah.
she said, oh, your father's hanging around your head and stuff like that. He's always with you. Then they came down and saw me, and we're doing a session downstairs, and I point the camera and I go, there's something right above your head.
Oh, man.
And it kept popping up. And then she comes up to me afterwards. She goes, the psychic told me upstairs, my father was, so it's weird that your camera's, so it's kind of like validation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, this is very interesting for us. Thanks again for taking the time.
Oh, no problem. Well, I'm lucky. Normally, this is my work hours, but my shift was different today. So
What do you do?
I are a bus
Now I
driver.
feel better.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Same as Janessa and
For Coast Mountain, I
Yes,
heard. Yeah,
that's right.
okay, that's cool.
That's just not the most.
But I've been
secure
off
place
the
for
last
it,
little
but
while.
It's a functional
I've been
place
sick,
for
so
it.
that's another reason why I'm not working today. But I had
Sorry,
a
was
4-hour
that right?
shift this morning where I just go in and sit there. I've had cancer, so
Oh.
they're not making me drive the bus. right
Okay.
now.
You feeling good now though? Like everything's good more or less? Or?
I'm on the upswing apparently, but
Good, good. Well, sending positive.
but
sending
I'm still
positive.
suffering the effects of the medicine.
Oh wow.
Okay, is it just me, or like I'm literally breaking into a sweat now, and which is a bad thing when you're doing this kind of stuff.
I'm freezing.
I am literally sweating, which probably means I need to get out of here.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Probably
Okay.
what?
it's fine. Just you can go ahead. If there's been times we've been doing investigations, and you know how they talked about getting attacked?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes that's how I seem to get attacked. I get overheated, like
Ugh.
really hot.
Well, let us know if you're feeling uncomfortable. in
You'll
any
know
way.
I'm
We
going to
can,
start. I'm
yeah,
actually feel it coming on. I'm almost
Because we-
starting to really sweat.
We can try and do something real quick here and get you
Yeah,
out of
I'm,
here.
I'm rolling right now. So.
Okay. And we're okay kind of standing where we are, Rob?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
perfect.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Ready? So I'm here with Troy from Vancouver Supernatural. Troy, thanks for talking with me.
Nice to meet you, Dave.
We're actually in the elevator shaft on the generator floor at Stave Falls Powerhouse. Now, this shaft and elevator date back to 1926. So, Troy, I'm hoping you can kind of tell me. I'm creeped out even just being in this space. Obviously, you know a lot more about what's going on here. Now, you've got a device with you. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about your device.
Okay, this device I have here, it was invented by a fellow named Bill Chappell. He invents a lot of the equipment for the Ghost Adventure cruise. This is called an SLS camera, which stands for Structured Light Sensor. What it does is it shoots off a bunch of laser beams. I won't point it at the camera because it will ruin the shot. And it maps out everything that is matter. And what I'm looking for is anything that'll pop up in an empty space. It'll pop up as like a stick figure, and that will, like, actually it's doing it right now. It just did it, which would tell me there's something there that I can't see, but the laser beams are picking it up.
So you're telling me right now this is pointed into the elevator shaft and
Yes.
you're seeing something.
Well, I did there in the corner for a second, yes.
Now, what else have you seen today at Stave Falls?
We've just been wandering around the building, and I've been getting quite a few captures in different areas of the building.
Okay.
With this, we've also been doing EVPs in a certain area, which is with the high definition recorder.
Okay.
As you know, a high definition recorder can hear way more than we can. We, have a spectrum of sound that we can hear.
Yeah.
But the recorder can hear way outside that.
Okay.
So a lot of times we will ask questions as if we're talking to someone, hoping to get a response. And I'm picking something up again. And most times we won't hear it, but we'll play the recording back later, and we'll be able to hear what their response was. And a lot of times it's very clear, and it will be what we call an intelligent response to our question. And usually simple questions, yes or no, or are you male, or are you female, things like that.
So you'll actually hear questions or you'll be asking questions of the entity?
Yes, yes.
And you'll get a response?
That's correct. That's correct. I can give you an example. We were up country at O'Keefe Ranch. They have some native mounds that they use like for huts, and they're all grassed in and stuff.
Okay.
3 of us went into one in the middle of the night, so there's nobody around for miles.
Yeah.
It's just us in there.
That's your first mistake
And-
right there.
and-
You should be at home asleep
We,
at that time.
we did a little EVP session, and we basically had nothing through the whole session except one thing, and that was when we asked, is there anything you would like to say to us? And we got a very clear, loud no on our tape recorder, but none of us heard it.
So you've got an entity that clearly doesn't want to be spoken to.
Yes, in
So
that particular case.
what do you do in that case?
Well, we just kept trying, and then we left.
Okay.
They do what they want. We have no control.
Do you ever think about just quitting this and just going to see a movie or something?
Oh yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
But I don't like scary movies.
Yeah.
This is way more
Is that
fun.
right? You don't like scary movies?
I do not like scary movies. I don't like violent movies. I don't like anything like that.
So this doesn't frighten you though?
Not anymore, no.
But it did it initially?
My first time out, yeah, I was, because I didn't know you don't know what to expect.
Okay.
Fear is not a good thing to have in this business.
Why is that?
Entities can feed off your fear. I think they can feed off our emotions. You don't want to appear weak. Period.
Because the fact that you're saying entities can feed off fear, like could
Absolutely.
they, if I were hypothetically really afraid right now, would they be feeding off that?
They would be feeding off that energy. Because the energy is what they're looking for. That's why we're at a power plant.
So, if I had to ask you point blank, Troy, in your professional opinion, is there a supernatural element at play here at Stave Falls Powerhouse? What would you say?
Based on the findings of our equipment so far, without going everything, I would definitely say there's something going on here, yes.
So Stave Falls is haunted.
I'm picking up things on my equipment that I can't explain. If you want to call that haunted, I would say that, yeah, that would fall into that category.
I'd call that haunted, Troy. I'm actually heading for the exits right now. I'm glad to have the benefit of your expertise.
Thank you.
We're going to take a more look around and complete the investigation, but you're picking up stuff right now.
We're picking up lots of
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
in here, folks. So this is actually a really good room to be in, and you can feel the cooler air in here compared to outside the room. It's there is a lot of activity in
So
this room.
if anyone out there is watching and you come to the powerhouse at Stave Falls,